Transformers Reactivate canceled. Splash Damage to lay off developers. Mike Straw over at Insider Gaming. Developer Splash Damage has announced that the online co-op game Transformers Reactivate has been canceled just over 2 years after it was first announced. Alongside the game's cancellation, the studio is also set to lay off an unknown number of developers. The studio made the announcement in a post on social media on Wednesday while saying they are going to refocus on other projects. Quote, "Today, we have some very difficult news to share. The decision has been made to end development of Transformers Reactivate." End quote. The statement reads, quote, "This means we will be scaling down to refocus our efforts on other projects. Unfortunately, despite every effort, a number of roles across the studio are now potentially at risk of redundancy." End quote. Statement continues to say that the decision did not come lightly. That's in every decision that's ever made. That's the statement just we always get, right? So it is, like you said at the top of the show, Michael, first one of 2025 to get canceled, and now the studio with layoffs. This continues to suck. Hopefully one day we can stop doing this and figure out what the problem is. I thought maybe for once this might be a Transformers game that I'd be interested in.
Transformers is it's a massive franchise, right? The movies are fantastic, and it just has never, I mean, that's got great cartoons, the toys, I remember growing up with Transformers toys, they're all amazing, and it just seems to be like one of those shoo-ins, right? It feels like it should be a shoo-in for an amazing video game, and I just don't think we've ever really got one that has really stuck around, been people's favorites. So yeah, this is a bummer. You and I were taking a look at the trailer right before we started this. It looked like it had some really cool concepts as a game. Kind of looked like it had Bumblebee in there, who was, you know, a couple years ago was kind of at the height of the Transformers franchise. So yeah, I mean, this, you hate to see this, and you just have to wonder if this is the end of people trying to say, all right, let's try out Transformers. No, we're just leave it on the films. We're going to leave it in the cartoons because, yeah, this feels like a franchise that should be a shoo-in for a fantastic game. And this is just another one in a long line of unfortunate failures for them.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think Splash Damage has had the best record either, right? Like, they have Brink back in 2011. We get into Batman Arkham Origins in 2013. They helped on the game, right? Dirty Bomb, they did. And then Outcasters in 2020. If you haven't heard of Outcasters, there's probably a reason. It's because the platform is dead. It was on Stadia. That's why. Dude, it was actually a pretty fun game. But it just never really hit. And then it was on Stadia, which was one of the bigger problems, right? So here they go. They try to go out, branch out, do something different with a big IP and continue to struggle. Man, you're going to refocus on what? Transformers should have been the focus.
Yeah.
Like, that should have been your heavy hitter, right? So now I'm really, at the end of the day, waiting. And I don't want to say this, but I'm going to. The cancellation and closure of Splash Damage. That's where I'm wondering now, is that what comes next, right? We're starting to see a lot of studios just go, hey, you know what? We can't afford this. I was taking a look at stats the other day, Michael. It is nuts. The price of a AAA game to develop. At one point, right? I can't remember who I was reading this. It might have been Sean Layden, actually. Former CEO of PlayStation, I believe. Team lead over there. Anyways, so he was talking about a game, making a AAA game used to be like 50 grand. Oh, that's what it was. It was Naughty Dog. One of the guys that was the co-founders of Naughty Dog. It used to be $50,000. Yeah, to make 50,000? 50 million. 50 million to make a game. Dude, 50 million to make a AAA game. We're now in the $500 million range, right?
Yep.
It's really starting to scale up and go a lot further than what I think it should be. Like, it's just unfeasible to be at that price range right now. So when we get the next Witcher game, what do you think CD Projekt Red's going to put into that?
Over $1
$500 million?
Over
right?
$1 billion.
What do you think GTA 6 cost?
$2
right?
billion.
But then they need to recoup this.
Yep.
It is just, the price of making games has gone through the roof. And this is why we're starting to see a rise on indie games and indie developers. Be, hey, you know what? We're small. We talked to Jeff Skulski over at Yellow Brick Games, right? This is their first game that's coming out at the end of the month. We'll be covering this game, Eternal Strands. Looking forward to it. Small team though, right? Yep. They're smaller, but I kind of wonder what's your price budget then in that case too, right? Can you compete? They're coming out at a $40 price tag. Very cool, right? Set your expectations. Let's see where this goes. But dude, at the end of the day, Splash Damage could have had something fantastic and it just hurts.